Hello, everyone. This is DeShanta checking in, here to talk to you about one of my most favorite topics for leaders, especially leaders of schools. Cultivating leadership in teachers is very near and dear to my heart because I believe it bridges the gap between leaders and teachers. Cultivating leadership in teachers will show your teachers that you care about developing them personally and professionally. Now, let's dive into why this is so important. A good leadership is one of the most indicative qualities of a good school. Take a look at the good schools around you, and what you will notice is that it's very evident. There's a startling correlation between school leadership and school achievement. Now, we're going to talk about 4 ways that you can increase the cultivation of school leaders in your school. Now, number 1, you can look for potential teacher leaders. Identifying teachers with the right potential is the first step in creating a leadership team. Someone who works well in the team, has a strong academic record, and exemplifies flexible behavior and has the right attitude to guide others towards success. Now you might ask, how can I do this? How do I know who these people are? What you can do is identify personality traits. Now, I'm not saying you go around and judge all of your teachers, but there are some practical ways that you can do these things. Number 1, you can use a Strengths Finder test. It's one of my favorites. It's a web-based assessment of normal personality questions from the perspective of a psychologist, and it puts your teachers in categories of their strengths. The next one is a Compass Points personality test. It's a characteristic-based test that does the same thing that the Strengths Finder test does as well. Number 2, you can include teachers in decision making. All teachers want to feel like their voice is heard. Schools that empower its teachers with higher levels of autonomy report better student performance. And that's the goal for every school, right? When teachers feel empowered, they feel motivated, confident, and competent, which directly translates into their classroom. Now, let's talk about how. Releasing some of those responsibilities. We can let go as leaders. We don't have to hold on to everything. I know you're thinking, what are some ways I can do that? Because that's difficult. I'm a school leader. I can't just let it go like that. You can do that by releasing some of that input on selection of leaders that you bring into the building. Maybe putting them on a panel to hire new teachers, or voting on school decisions like the school calendar or the school scheduling, different things like that. Teachers love to feel that involvement. They love to feel like their voice was heard, their impact is being utilized. Now, the third thing that we're going to talk about is provide teachers with new, unique opportunities for growth. Teachers are offered opportunities to grow, develop, and lead. They're more committed towards the vision of the school. A principal should allow teachers new experience on an everyday basis, freedom and control to put trust upon them in order to maximize their strengths. And again, that's going to correlate back into your classroom and build up that student achievement. How can you do this? Get creative. We don't have to be so lackadaisical and only asking teachers to do the small things. We can create ways to strengthen that, like having administrative interns or allowing teachers to facilitate the meetings. The interns, it's a great opportunity for teachers to get in there if they're interested in leadership and determine if this is something that they truly want to do, and it's a practical and tactical way to show what leadership is like. And then allowing teachers to facilitate those meetings, they get a deeper understanding of what it's like to be a leader and push forth through that. The last thing we're going to talk about is encouraging collaboration amongst teachers. I believe this is very important. The principal should encourage a culture of collaboration and teamwork among teachers by creating situations where they can learn from one another. You can do this by, during school hours, you encourage your teachers to meet and discuss and reflect upon staff performance. What it does, it harps on the importance and the benefits of needing one another. We all know as leaders that there is no way that this school will run without one another. Some ways that we can do this, we can explain why collaborative planning for the school matters, and then we allow teachers space to reflect on the experience of leading faculty meetings if that is something that you believe would work. Teachers want to know why. The why connects the what, and that will drive those leaders, your teacher leaders, into those positions that we want to see them in eventually. Now, I'm going to leave you with something. You are only as good as your team. If you don't spend the time cultivating your teachers, it'll be difficult to bring them back around. Thanks.